News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Kleiman.
When the Bison are firing on all cylinders inside Gate City Bank Field, the opponent is in for a bad day. The Delaware Blue Hens are a good team, but the Bison were at a championship level this weekend, and they hammered the CAA contender in a big-time way. Here to talk about it is head coach Chris Kleiman. And wow, Coach, congratulations to you and your staff. That was very, very impressive against a good football team.
Yeah, Delaware's a good team. We kind of ambushed them early. Everything kind of went the way we wanted it to go. We had a big play on special teams, great offensive series, a pick six on defense. And when those things are happening inside the Fargo Dome, it's hard to beat the Bison.
You expected a tough opponent. Danny Rocco has moved over from Richmond to Delaware. He was here with Richmond in the semifinals. Yeah. He's a good coach and is building them back, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. They had a senior-laden team, and so they had a bunch of veteran guys, and our guys are really focused, had a great week of practice. That's obviously the key to it all, is make sure you're preparing really well. And I knew our guys were really focused, and we're going to come out and play a really good football game.
Well, let's take a look at this. We'll roll the highlights here. The first half, it was a really impressive start, and I thought you came out throwing the football. Was that the game plan coming out?
Yeah, I really liked the aggressive play calling that Coach Mess had, and Easton was really dialed in, and we wanted to get Des Kane involved early, and obviously we do here in the first series.
And it was important to start on offense and make a statement against their defense, which is what they hang their hat on.
Yeah, absolutely. They won the toss and deferred, so our offense went on the field and put together a great drive. I thought Easton was really accurate. I thought our protection was phenomenal. We ended up getting a big drive.
Yeah, look at the protection on this play right here. He has all day to throw.
Yeah, he really does. Great job by the Rams up front, bending their knees and keeping people away from them to get a penalty tacked onto this. And lo and behold, we're up 7-0.
Oh, his speed. I think it's sometimes easy to forget how quick Easton is to the gun there.
Yeah, he really has tremendous speed around the corner, and he's a physical, tough runner.
Jabril Cox, he's just off to a great start. What a tremendous player. First play for them.
Yeah, he kind of baited him into it. Good call by Coach Ince, and Jabril buzzed underneath a three-step drop and made the play, and that's the big key. He was in the position, but he also made the play for a big score.
You know, pressure was a big thing last week. You were getting to the quarterback. This week, same thing. You had him rattled early.
Yeah, I thought the guys up front did a great job, and he kind of threw off his back foot and was a little bit tentative back there, and Robbie makes a really good play in the back end.
You know, back to the offense now. You get one out to Ty Brooks. He can catch the football, got great feet, too.
Yeah, great job by Ty. This is on his own. He makes three guys miss and gets a first down.
A good imagination by Courtney Messingham all first half here, I thought.
I like the formation in the boundary. Good block by Christian Watson on the edge, and Darius for another chunk play.
Easton was sharp, just making all the right reads, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, this was a play we thought we could have. We knew he was going to end up carrying the football. He does a nice job getting in the end zone.
It's already 21-0 at this point. Then special teams. It's kind of nice to bust a return in the special teams game.
Yeah, we talked about it. We needed one explosive play on special teams, and Coach Gazer's worked really hard on this punt defense or punt return unit, and Shep's really dynamic back there, but he doesn't get touched for the first 25, 30 yards. Great block by Ty. Marquise Bridges did a great job on a great guy that they had their starting free safety on the team, and we were able to wall them out and make a big explosive play.
How about the tailback in the seam here?
Yeah, I think that was the thing I was so impressed with. We threw to the tight ends, we threw to the backs, we threw to the slots, we threw outside. We were really clicking on all cylinders offensively.
Greg Menard looks great coming off that injury, doesn't he?
He really does, and he's so hungry and he's so excited to play, and not very many tackles can block him when Greg's using his speed off the edge.
I thought Easton had all the throws today, whether it's a crossing route, deep ball. This is a nice little crossing route right here, but he just made every throw.
Well, the play action can set this up. If you're able to run the football, you can get behind the linebackers in front of the safeties, and that's what we were able to do with Shep for a big play.
He had a big tight end. What was the game plan against him?
Well, he was bigger than most of our defensive linemen. He was about 275 pounds, and try to keep him in front of you and then tackle him low. He's a good player.
Yeah, might get a shot at the next level. How about their quarterback? What was the game plan for him?
Well, we needed to pressure him. We didn't think he was real mobile, but we thought he was pretty accurate guy. I think we confused him in the back end. And plus, if you're watching film and seeing quarterbacks get hit every play, you're going to get rid of the football maybe a second earlier than you want.
You'll see great time for Easton right here, but this throw is unbelievable right here. Drops it right in there.
Yeah, this is a big-time throw. All day to throw. Great job by the Rams. Tells Dallas where to go. The safety's flying over there, and he drops about a 45-yard pass in the perfect spot.
I really like the kid from Hawley, Ben Ellefson. He's just doing a lot of things well.
Yeah, great job by Ben getting his foot in bounds, Does a good job at the line of scrimmage, clears it to get open, and Easton hits him with a strike.
Stuffing the run all day. They were behind the points, behind the scoreboard, but still stuffing that run.
Yeah, great play by Dan Marlette. We needed to make those guys one-dimensional, take the run away. They want to run the football similar to us, and we were able to take that away.
How about this element for Ben Ellefson, getting him out in the flat?
Yeah, we run the bootleg all different ways, and this was another way that we ran it, and I was happy with Ben to be able to make the block, come out, and get an easy catch.
Christian Watson, I thought, showed some toughness across the middle.
It's a great catch. Easton puts it up there high for Christian to go attack the football. He's 6'3" with really good hands. He's going to just continue to get better for us.
Just seconds left here. It's 4th down. Decide to run a play. Looked like this might have got in.
Yeah, great play by those guys, and replay showed that he was just short.
Yeah, it did. What a great half. Just a tremendous half of football by NDSU. On the Nodak Insurance scoreboard, you see it's 35-0, but look at the numbers. 368 of total yards to just 53 for the Blue Hens. Turnover's a big deal, +3. That's always a good thing for a team. Before we get to the second half, let's go to that Gate City Bank hot seat where it's Bruce Anderson. Bruce, what teammate do you relate the best to?
I would say there's a handful of guys, you know, off the field we can all just come around, just chill. Yep. Relate to my boy Darius, Easton, Ben Ellefson. So we all just, it's a number of guys. I can keep going on.
You got a lot of friends. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite member of the Bison coaching staff?
Coach Roll. That's my guy here. Coach Roll, he's something special. I'm so glad he's on this staff. You know, he's helped me a lot, you know, throughout the years and stuff. So.
Awesome. What sport did you try as a child that you failed at?
Failed. I would say basketball. I was real aggressive in basketball. From my early start, I knew I wanted to play football, so when I was on the basketball court, I was always fouling out and stuff. So.
Your favorite Halloween costume?
Spider-Man for sure. My mom said I wore it for like a couple weeks straight, so
okay.
I didn't want to take it off when I was a little kid.
What did you get in the most trouble for with your parents?
I didn't really get in trouble like that.
Okay.
I was a good kid.
Awesome. If you could be best friends with a celebrity, who would that be?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really have any like celebrity people I would want to, like, to me, every like celebrity is just a person, so I don't really idolize.
Coach, at 35-0 at halftime, what was the discussion at that point?
Well, trying to get some young guys some playing time, things we still wanted to work on and show, but it's difficult when you're up 35-0. You know you're not going to put another 35 points on the board,
right.
But just to go out there and finish and continue to play hard and get some young guys in the game. Yeah,
let's look at the second half. Of course, Delaware won the toss, so they deferred, so they got the ball to start things off, and they did try to run the ball a little bit. They only ran it for 57 yards, but they get 12 here.
Yeah, I think this back's a good player. He's 245 pounds and runs downhill, and we needed to get him running sideline to sideline.
Vinny Papali, if you've watched the movie Invincible, the movie about Vince Papali, this is his son, and he's a nice little player.
He's a really good player. They go into an empty set, throw a little crossing route to him, and he makes a good play.
I thought the secondary looked fantastic again. They're just always in the mix back there.
Yeah, they really are. Did a good job of keeping the ball in front of us. Keith probably should have picked that one. I'm sure he's kicking himself, but good job by knocking the ball away.
You know, the pressure continued throughout the game. It never stopped, did it?
Yeah, great job here by Stanley getting a good push on the edge and forcing him into a sack.
The run yards started to pile up a little bit. You started to get big chunks. We've seen this theme in the second half every game.
Yeah, that's a great run by Lance, cutting it back, and we wanted to get into some of our bigger personnel and try to run the football and take some of the clock up.
Good route by Desmond Kane, again up that sideline.
Yeah, really good throw, good catch by Dez. I was really glad that Dez had a breakout game.
How do you think Cam Peterson's kicking the ball so far early in the year here as you get 3 on this drive?
He's doing a nice job. You know, Cam's a big-time kicker in those crucial games and stuff, and we wanted to get him a rep or two, but he's doing a nice job.
I still think Delaware gets on a roll in the CAA here, don't you, this year?
Yeah, they don't play JMU, so they probably have a pretty good schedule. It'll be interesting to see. I still think they're a 7-8 win team that's got a chance to make the playoffs.
Jackson Hankey, look at him come up the middle. Great to see this. He pops the quarterback.
Yeah, really good job of adding on to the pressure, and another big hit on the quarterback.
Jackson Hankey continues to make strides, and you get a takeaway here as well. Those are always huge.
Yeah, great job by Tuska. Derek comes in, strips it. Caleb picks it up, and we do a nice job of holding those guys out of the end zone there.
At this point in the fourth quarter, you start to get some of the substitutes in, so you did get some more reps in the fourth quarter here for Holden Hotchkiss. How do you think he did?
Did a nice job. We want to continue to give him reps, give Trey some reps, potentially Noah some reps. You just don't know when those are going to be. And so all these reps are so valuable for these guys just to get their feet wet and to see college football with live action.
No doubt, getting some contact for everybody is tremendous. Back to Vinny Papali, quite a story. He wants to be a Navy SEAL if he doesn't catch on in the CFL or anything. He's a real tough kid. His dad was at the game. Kind of a neat story again.
Yeah, good play by those guys. Quarterback did a nice job on the crossing route. They make a nice drive here against some of our younger guys, and it's a good job of holding them out of the end zone, forcing them into 3.
Yeah, they've been so good in the red zone. They didn't get in the red zone a lot, but you did force a field goal, which is always huge. How about Adam Cofield? He's got a few reps here in these first 3 games.
Yeah, what a great move there for a big play. He's done a really nice job on special teams. Been really pleased with Adam. Big run here that I think he's going to have a bright future ahead of him.
One of the things, with ball security, it just is more reps, getting used to contact, isn't it?
Yeah, not only that, but it's probably as much on us. He goes 60 yards, and then because we didn't want to play anybody else at that time, we weren't sure about Sabian. He has to go back in the game, and Adam knows that he needs to hang on the football, but make no mistake, he's going to be a really good player, and I was really pleased with the runs he had.
They do get it to 38-10 here. And speaking of Sabian Clark, we talked about him last week. He got a couple of carries right at the tail end of the game here, but again, talk about his skill set.
Just a guy that is 200 pounds, he's 6 foot, he runs with good pad level, pushes the pile, a really tough inside runner. It's hard to bring him down, and I was pleased. Just get him a couple plays. He's going to redshirt for sure, but he has those 4 games.
Yeah, you saw that physicality right there. He finished that run nicely. 38-10 was the final. You see the yards, just an impressive day offensively. Hey, coming in, this Delaware defense was getting a lot of press, 527 total. Sacks allowed. The Bison Rams did a great job, and Delaware actually was pressured all day, so the 3 is a little deceiving. The Bison got heat all day long. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
We definitely came with the emphasis of knocking them, getting off the ball. Huge thing was getting off the ball, and that's basically it.
It's a good feeling just waking up and being able to play for the Bison, and just catching a couple balls today just made it even better.
Yeah, I knew we needed turnovers. It came so early, I didn't expect it, so it was a pretty big game changer for us.
For sure, something to prove. I would not say upset. You can never be upset with a win, and that's one thing we never take for granted here. The huge thing was just being better than we were last week. So
I think our togetherness and just the way we just flow to the ball. I know sometimes we won't get the right call, but once we're all together, it helps out in just being a stout defense. We can also work on just signaling better and just communication. I know that's one thing that Coach, he always told us to do. So I guess when we do that, we'll be better.
Always great perspective from the players. Hey, Delaware coach Danny Rocco said it best after the game. They were knocked out in the first quarter.
We really found ourselves in the worst possible position you could be in, a hostile environment, unable to get a stop on the first drive, and then a quick defensive score is, it's the formula for disaster.
Yes, it was. It was a formula for disaster. Hey, our Nodak Insurance player of the game is quarterback Easton Stick. He was very focused. He simply looked outstanding in this game. He finished 17 of 26 with 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions, threw for 280, tacked on another 41 rushing, so 321 from scrimmage against a very good defense. It was a special day.
We knew we were getting into a fight, and that's a really good football team, and they're going to win a lot of games. And so got into a groove early, and the crowd was going crazy, and defense was playing really well and had the crowd into it. So just kind of feeding off the energy, and I think all of us were, through warm-ups and into kickoff there. So it's obviously fun getting in the end zone.
Great job, Easton. Hey, a physical game out there, a couple dings and dents, really nothing major. Darius Shepard, it sounds like he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. Dez got banged up. Zach Johnson got banged up. I think everybody will be ready to go next weekend.
Awesome. Let's talk about the special teams, break it down a little bit. I think Garrett Wagner has done a fantastic job punting the football. We'll look at some of his numbers, but you look at the 43.8 average. I think the net punting is right at 40 right now, which is also a good number.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job for his first year punting. Ross Kennelly's doing a great job snapping. We have really good coverage guys on our punt team. We put a lot of emphasis on it, and I'm excited. I think he's going to continue to improve even this year.
Let's talk about the coverage teams a little bit, too. We're going to show you a kick return and a punt return by the opponent. You know, how do you decide who's on these teams? And they're doing a great job right now.
Yeah, it's great competition every day in fall camp and stuff of guys wanting to fly down and make plays and refuse to be blocked. You have to have speed. You have to have a little nastiness to be on those things because it's a full speed play with reckless abandon, and I think our guys are doing a really good job of what we call keeping the cup and keeping everything inside.
If they fair catch it right now, they get it at the 25. On the average on kick returns, they're only getting 21, so keeping them inside that pod, that's big.
Yeah, and that's a product of the kickers as well. You know, I think Cam and Wags are doing a nice job on kickoffs. We spend a lot of time on those, and the kids watch film. I mean, it's no different than offense and defense. Coach Gazer explains the scheme to them. The kids know where they're going to get blocked, and then you got to go down and be able to make plays.
Time for conference play. Let's just get a blanket thought on what the conference looks like. I thought Illinois State had a really good FBS win out at Colorado State. 3 teams got through the non-conference without a loss.
Yeah, really impressed with Illinois State's win at Colorado State. Obviously, from top to bottom, anybody can beat anybody. It's going to be a great 8-week run.
Yeah, big game coming up this week against South Dakota State. That's a little foreshadowing what we're going to talk about a little bit later. We'll get to that point, though, as well. Jabril Cox, hey, he looks really comfortable on the football field right now. There might be a reason for that. We'll have that story. Stay with us. Welcome back. Jabril Cox is one of the hottest stories in the FCS. He is still a young player, but he plays like a veteran. He looks very comfortable out there. Might be a good reason for that. Alex Egan has this week's Olaf Anderson construction feature story.
Football is family, and that might be the case for plenty of the Bison who come to Fargo from different parts of the country in different walks of life. But for the Cox brothers, Jabril and Jasir, family is football.
Football was our main sport that we all played. Everyone in the house played it.
The Cox family has 7 kids, with Jabril and Jasir as the youngest boys. Jabril is a couple years older than Jasir, who just joined the Bison as a true freshman this year.
It is a dream come true. When I was growing up, me and him, we always had the thought of playing together.
Oddly enough, the two never played high school football together. Injuries kept one or the other off the field. So now, at NDSU, it's the first chance for their family to see the two on the same field playing for the same team.
They're a very close-knit family, and I think it's been easy for Jasir to transition to the college game because he's been given a lot of heads up and a lot of brotherly advice.
For me to play with him, it's just great, because he can help me on and off the field.
As much help as Jasir gets on the field from Jabril, the off-field help is beneficial too, having someone be able to lead him around the campus and the city. It's also nice for the Cox family that they're able to go to one spot on Saturdays to see their boys play.
On the weekends, my parents and my brothers and sisters, they get to come up here and just 2 for 1, and they don't have to go to different places, so I love it.
While the two are still working at getting on the field together for the first time in their football careers, the Bison program has already had a lasting impact on the Cox family.
It's going to make this place special for me for however long I'm here. I know having my younger brother, this whole place just feels like a whole family, and just having them here is especially a family atmosphere for me.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
These two brothers are pretty close, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and a great family. Know the family well, and they're excited to have both boys here, and they're helping each other. And it's neat because we've got the Kubises, we've got the Stumps. It's fun to have the brothers that have played here or are playing here.
That's true. Good point. Hey, we take a look into the future in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison. Young wideout Phoenix Sproles played a lot in the 3 non-conference games. Tough kid with a lot of speed. The veteran players on offense recognized his talent early and started to mentor him.
Right when I got here, 2 guys really played a part in that, and that was Darius Shepard and Easton Sticks. Darius Shepard, every day during fall camp, if I had a question on a route or a specific play, he would help me out. And he kind of just, he's been there since I ever got here, and he's just always helped me. And Easton, he's a very encouraging quarterback. He's a good leader, and he's helped me as well.
That's kind of neat there when you hear Phoenix say that Easton's very encouraging. I mean, he's just a young freshman. He comes in, and the quarterback, Easton, is right there to help him.
Yeah, and that's why our program is where it's at. The culture of our older kids, teaching our younger guys how to do things the right way. on the field, off the field. And when you have that, you have a chance to be really successful. And Phoenix is a young player that's continuing to improve. What a mature young man, and I'm excited for his future.
Give us a sense of what his skill set is. Obviously, tough kid, but just tremendous speed on the edge.
Yeah, he could be an outside guy. He can be a slot receiver. We're trying to simplify it a little bit for a true freshman, but you know, he's got great hands. He's got really good quicks inside, and you know, we'll see how he continues to develop throughout the year, but he'll be a guy that's going to play a lot of football for us.
Awesome. Great to see Phoenix in the program. Well, I think everybody knows what the next game is. South Dakota State, the Dakota Marker. We'll talk about it a little bit next. Stay with us. Well, in our Verizon look ahead, it's the Dakota Marker Week, South Dakota State. It's the first game of the Missouri Valley Football Conference schedule, and it's a big one, and it's early. It's very early for this matchup. 2:30 is the start time, but early to have it in September. What kind of dynamic does that provide?
Well, I know our guys are going to be excited. SDSU will be excited. It's a great rivalry that, you know, two teams probably don't like each other real well, but they respect the fact that it's two really good football teams they're going to play, and I know we have to have a great week of practice. They were off this week, probably a little bit fresher than we are, but I know our guys are excited about it.
What about the Dakota Marker part of it? The guys are excited about this. We talk about this every year, but it has taken on a little meaning over the years.
Yeah, it really has, and it's the only one we have. There's other ones that potentially would be out there, but it's the only one we have, and it's something our guys are really focused to try to get that rock back, but in the same respect, it can't happen until Saturday. We have to attack each day, because we have to have a great week of preparation.
Interesting non-conference for them. They had the Iowa State game lightning and rained out, so they've only played 2 games, and then they had the bye week as well. That's an interesting dynamic as you prepare for them.
Yeah, it really is. You know, and you probably can't take much from those 2 games because they were both blowouts. We'll have to look at some last year's stuff and some previous times we've played them. We played them so much. They've played us so much. Both teams know each other really well. So it just comes down to execution, not turning the football over, finding ways to get some turnovers, and then those hidden yards, the explosive plays on special teams.
Carson's back in the lineup for the Eagles. That's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, he gets to play against old Joe Haig, so I'm excited for both those 2 guys, and I texted a little bit with Carson yesterday. He was happy for Easton, and I'm excited to watch him play today.
That's awesome. Best of luck to Carson. We'll all be watching, and good luck to the Eagles and him as well. It's a big, big week. The Bison are 3-0. It's going to be a fun game against South Dakota State. We'll see you at the Dome. Get the Dome fired up this week, folks.